Sagittarius, welcome. It has been a while, per usual. I'd like to say that I want to do these daily, but if I am not guided to do a reading, I'm not going to do a reading. So I'm not consistent as of right now. What are you gonna do? So yeah, today we're gonna start with Sagittarius. I was gonna do the soul lesson check-in, and then I realized that I want to do a shadow spread instead. So that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna do a 6-card shadow spread, and then I'm going to pull a few different cards that are hopefully going to help highlight other ways for you to heal beyond the shadow self. Okay, so let's get started. I ask my guides, my galactic guardians, my angels, my archangels, my ascended masters, and my ancestors, please help me to set my ego aside so that I can give Sagittarius the message that is in their highest good today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, happy birthday, Saggies. I think the end of December is Cappy, right? Till the 22nd, it's Sagittarius. So the first card we have is the nature of your shadow. What is the nature of the shadow that is coming forth to be healed? The service card. People that are, excuse me, anyone that has been birthed during this time, that is living during this time, whether you're 10 years old or 100 years old, there was this very specific reason for that, because this time is very specific. And while there may be a lot of what people see as negative, yes, there's a lot of evil out there, there is just as much good. And the nature of the shadow is that your mission is being highlighted. And it may not be something that you want to focus on, and it may not be something that you want to accept. Like, there is, because in this card, when you look at this card, you see that it's a grandma. She's, surrounded by her loved ones. She's on her deathbed, obviously. And it's just a very sad time. Everyone handles grief and death, when it comes to death, very differently. When I'm looking at this blanket, what I'm seeing is the blanket itself. Let me put this camera closer. The blanket itself, to me, resembles almost Earth. When you look at Earth as a globe from far away, right? So, if you were to look at this card in regards to like a grandma or something, yes, you could take it very literal, yes. But also, in regards to like Mother Earth, Grandmother Earth, needing all the support and love that she could possibly get right now. And so when the nature of the shadow is being highlighted, I'm seeing this as not so much someone being sick, and if they are sending you all the healing vibes, but it's more like you have an opportunity to step into the light out of your shadow, and this being Grandmother Earth, helping, healing, supporting, holding her up in a time where she may not be able to hold herself up. That is part of your mission. And the nature of the shadow is that this is being highlighted. You could also be dehydrated and need to drink more water. I would also say just at any time that we're going through a huge energetic process like this, you want to drink lots of water. Like if you drink a lot of water already, drink double the amount that you're already drinking. Whether it's a lot or a little, double whatever you're drinking. Easy math. I'm not great at math, but that's easy. Just double it. Just add more. All right. So what is the relationship to the shadow for Sagittarius, please? there's an expansion happening. Yeah, it's like, it's almost like, I'm sorry, Sagittarius, but your dimensions have been shifted. They've been altered. And once your dimensions have been altered, it's like a big fish growing out of a small fish tank. You can no longer go back to that tiny tank that you lived in before, because your dimensions, your body dimensions, are much too large for that tank, which could never house that body of dimension within you. So there's a body of dimensions that are being expanded. And when I say body dimensions, what this means is you're awakening to a level of new dimensions. If you are on the 4th dimension, you're going to the 5th dimension. If you've been attached to the 3rd dimension, you're expanding from the 3rd dimension into the 4th, and of course very easily from the 4th into the 5th. Well, it's not very easy, but it's an obvious shift. And that's kind of what's happening, is that you're going from this level of seeing your mission to expanding outwards, to taking that light and utilizing it. And while you're utilizing it, because it's all about intent, while you're utilizing it, you're calling in your ancestors and your guides. It's like, I don't know if you've ever seen The Sound of Music. It's one of my favorite movies. There's a part in the movie where she's being introduced to the family, and the Von somethings. I can't remember the name. It's been a while. Von Traps? I think it's the Von Traps. I'm pretty sure it's the Von Traps. So she's being introduced to the family, and he brings his children out via dog whistle. Like, and he's got like 10 of them or something like that. 7 of them. I can't remember how many kids there are. There are a lot. They all walk out very trained via dog whistle. And it's kind of, that's kind of what I'm being shown, is that like, now that you realize what your mission is, and do you see how the child has her hand with the grandmother here? You see that? Now that you have accepted your mission, if you look at this, okay, let's just look at this. This would be you right here, this person here. What is in her hand but the earth? And from the earth, you see an expansion of light coming out, and it's calling all of these guides. So what is the relationship to the shadow? The relationship to the shadow is your ability to step out of the shadow into the light and expand from that. That's very powerful, Sagittarius. You may be dealing with a Scorpio, or you may have Scorpio in your chart. Scorpio may be highly aspected in areas that you need to heal, and we will get to that as soon as I stop talking and get through the spread, because there are other cards that will be coming, don't worry. Why the shadow is currently being repressed. This is what we want to know right now. The facade. You are literally living a facade. You are following. See how this is a little boy? This would be you, Sagittarius, whether you're a girl or a boy. Gender doesn't matter right now. You're the child. You're the child looking up to someone. Do you see how the child is mirroring them exactly? Okay? Do you see how the child is mirroring them exactly? So what this says to me, Sagittarius, is that you are following a conditioned, a conditioned belief, a conditioned expectation, mainly from parents. Look at this. When's the last time you had a matching outfit? When you were like 5 with your mom, right? Like, I don't even know if my mom ever did matching outfits with me, but I definitely had matching outfits with my siblings, and that was a parent thing. Like, siblings are like, let's wear matching outfits. It's just not a normal thing. Maybe little baby siblings. I digress. Anyway, what's happening here is that the shadow is being repressed because the facade you are living. Look at it. You're walking on clouds with this facade, but the problem with the facade, what's the problem with clouds? What? That's right. There's no bottom. There's no foundation to the clouds. So you'd be walking on the clouds, and then suddenly reality hits and you fall directly through those clouds. This is what is causing your shadow to be repressed. What is the benefit from them healing their shadow, please? Wow. Okay, so we're going to take both of them, because the way that it's coming out is that confusion is up, but completion is upside down. So the reason that it is like this, where completion is reversed, let me just tip this up a little bit. Completion is reversed and confusion is upright, is because currently you are still living the facade. When you shift out of the facade, sorry I'm going fast, guys, I'm channeling. Go ahead and adjust it. YouTube has an adjuster where you can slow me down. When you get out of the facade, what's going to happen is the confusion is going to disperse. It's literally going to flip upside down. The same way that you fell through the clouds, you're going to fall through the confusion. And there's going to be a completion. Do you see that? Do you see how she's literally, there's memories, you could look at it as ghosts or memories. And there's red here. Something about the root chakra, gaining your own stability out of basis of genuine, authentic foundation. The completion of confusion is the benefit of you healing your shadow. Wow, that's intense. This is intense. This is fucking intense. All right, how the change will affect you once you're healed. How will it affect you once you're healed? A complete renewal. You're going to be a completely different person. You will literally look at the old version of you and go, holy shit, I held myself in so much self-sabotage for so long, and now I don't need to do that anymore. Now that I don't need to do that anymore. It's going to be a complete renewal, again, with the color red. Again, with you completely rebirthing from a foundation, all your own, based out of your root chakra. You've healed your root chakra. Side note, if you are working out or if you don't work out, you need to start working out. And the one thing you want to do if you don't do anything else, and it doesn't even have to do with having a great ass, but it's a perk, 100 squats a day. Do 100 squats a day. I don't give a fuck if it hurts. Do 100 squats a day. Do you want to know why? The squat allows, the squat is a root chakra connection exercise. The more you squat, the more you root yourself in the foundation of your root chakra. I don't know the science behind it. I just know that shit works. And then on top of it, your ass looks great. 100 squats a day. Start today, Scorpio. Sagittarius. You must be dealing with a Scorpio. You got Scorpio in your charts. You're a Saggy on a cusp of Scorpio. Yeah, that's what it is. I got a Saggy that's on a cusp of Scorpio. Or a Scorpio who highly, highly resonates with Saggy. Either way, it's not misplaced. You might feel it's misplaced, but that's because you're not a Sag with the cusp of Scorpio. I digress. What is going to happen with this renewal? If you see this flower, how it's rooting, she's literally manifesting. She's bringing this up from the earth on her own. She's bringing it up, right? If you look right here, kind of hard to see because I tried to get the lighting for you guys. She's got all of the chakras highlighted. There is some intense, awesome shit that'll happen once you heal this. Oops, I skipped one. That's okay. What's the work that needs to be done to heal the shadow? Again with that. Wow. So the renewal was actually the last card of the spread. I missed it because the way that I have it written out is kind of a little confusing, but that's okay because everything is for something. Nothing happens for no reason. Everything happens for a reason. Okay, just remember that. Never think that anything is wasted because it's not. The work that needs to be done to heal the shadow is that you need to step into the wisdom that you already have. You have a well of wisdom that you are not tapping into. You're drinking beers, you're doing cake stands, but you're leaving this entire well of wisdom untapped. I'm literally hearing cake stands. I mean, it is your birthday, go hard, but like also tap into that well of wisdom, have a thoughtful shower. There might be something to do with twin flames too, because I always see these and feel like it's a twin flame draw, like the aura of the two are being pulled together, but it's based out of your ability to step into who you're supposed to be. So if you're like sitting on the sidelines waiting for somebody, you need to stop doing that. You need to step all the way into your healing. Everything that you're avoiding when it happens to do with your healing, you have to stop that if you want to get with your twin flame, if you are a part of a twin flame. And I will say right now, twin flame relationships are no. It's like for somebody that's in one. It's great if everyone chooses to do their work. If only one flame does their work, you got a problem. And I'm kind of getting the feeling of you might be doing more focus on someone else rather than doing your work. So if you're using the excuse of a twin flame, this is literally your sign to stop doing that and to dive all the way into your soul work, because it all is a mirror of you. It is all a mirror of you, okay? And this is what you're being called to do. The work that needs to be done to heal your shadow is you tap into that incredible well of knowledge that you already have. Your problem, I'm hearing, is that you don't trust your intuition. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust that what is happening and what you're seeing and what you're feeling is genuinely true, because the matrix. So what I can tell you to do with that is turn off all of your shit. Turn off the phones. Turn off the computers. Get off of social media. Shut your social media off. Seriously, you'll see who cares. You'll literally see who cares. Who cares when you shut your social media off, pops off, when you would literally have no other way, and they only have the ability to call you or text you. You will see then that all these people that you're holding to, that you're paying attention to, that are distracting you, they do not care. I'm sorry that I have to be that bitch, but you know what? There are too many people on YouTube trying to sell some bullshit. I'm not here to sell some bullshit. I'm telling you how it is. They don't care. You want to see who cares? Turn all your social media off. Stop posting. Stop posting just for a like, because that is a fake validation that at the end of the day doesn't mean shit. Because when you turn it off, it all disappears. It all disappears. And what stays is meant for you. But that's the hard part. Turning it off, and then understanding, and then accepting that what didn't come to you wasn't meant for you. Our minds be telling us all kind of crazy stories. So what we're doing now, I'm just going to pull this up because I had notes, but I don't want to shift this. No, I want to keep this up, so I'm just going to do this. All right. So what this is going to do is I'm going to just shuffle whichever cards come out. These are the houses that you need to focus on healing, that are like, ideally I'd like them to give us top 3 houses, top 3 signs that you need to, or I'm sorry, planets that you need to heal. All right, Neptune. Neptune's ruled by Pisces. This is your dreams, your intuition, your imagination, and your delusion. Okay, so Neptune, if Neptune's thrown off, you could be seeing things in a deluded sense of self, like assuming that the world's against you, when in reality you just have that belief, and that one belief is so far-fetched that it's causing you to see the reality skewed. Okay, Pluto, which is ruled by Scorpio. And again, because I'm not surprised that anything with Scorpio popped out, but it rules transformation, your power, and then self-evolution, like the ability to die out of an old self and rebirth into a new self. It doesn't actually signify you dying or, living type of thing. It's actually a metaphor for a spiritual death or a spiritual rebirth. And interesting, those are 21 and 22. So it's like healing Neptune, healing Pluto. These are aspects of self that really are going to help you. Just fly all the way. Where did we go? Help you immensely. All right, and the next one is the Sun. And the Sun is ruled by Leo, which is your ego, the basic personality, and your conscious mind. So your Sun sign, your whatever sign is in Neptune for you, and then whatever sign is in Pluto for you. So I would look those up. Sun, Neptune, Pluto. Your Sun sign is Sagittarius. Just so you know, that's what this reading is for. Sun sign or Sagittarius. Okay. All right. I hope that wasn't too confusing. That's really new, so I hope you guys like it. If you guys like it, I'll keep it. If you don't like it, let me know. I'll ditch it. See, we're at 20 minutes. All right, we're going to do my Clarity Couture Oracle deck. There's so much information flowing through right now. Like, it's almost like I've waited to do readings for so long that they're like, I left my chipmunk out once overnight because he got his little thing stuck under the couch, and someone closed the cage. We always left the cage open, that way we knew he was out. Someone walked by and closed the cage. I thought they had put him back. I didn't see him, assumed he was there. I hear something bumping at like 5 in the morning the next morning, and it's my fucking whatever he is. What did I say? What did I call him? It wasn't a chipmunk. He wasn't a chipmunk. He was a hamster. But he did like a chipmunk thing. Anyway, so my hamster was stuck. And so I wake up at 5 in the morning, I put him back in his cage, and the first thing he did was he shoved so much food in his mouth that his cheeks were like this. And it was like that for like 3 days. He was like, if you ever leave me out again, I'm prepared, right? Like he had a little bit of trauma after that. I felt really bad. And I just didn't know. Someone closed the cage, you know, it was miscommunication. Anyway, there is so much information coming through, and I feel like my guides are like that, like, hurry before she doesn't do her reading. It's been a while. I need to do some daily readings. There's a lot of information coming through. Kind of feels like electricity under my skin. It's interesting. Anyway, I digress. What do we have for Sagittarius, please? All thoughts and feelings of love are direct energetic transmissions of love. Ooh, this is good. I'm going to hold it. That's the only one you guys are getting today. Okay, that correlates to anything, meaning all thoughts and feelings of hate are direct energetic transmissions of hate. Meaning that if you're thinking of somebody and you're so pissed off that you're literally seething out of nowhere, you're seething, you're energetically sending them that energy. Now, whether you mean to or not, this is happening. Here's the fucked up thing about the energy right now. The energy is reverbing just as quick. So if you happen to send some energy to someone who's, I don't know, a little energetically protected, who all just has a wall up, what's going to happen is it will literally bounce off of them and come back and stick to you. That saying is not that far-fetched. It had some merit to it. And that's what I'm hearing, is that all thoughts and feelings of love are direct energetic transmissions of love, as is everything else that you send out. I am going to leave that card there with that. Like, that's, I don't know who needs to hear that, who needs to understand that, like, it's, I don't know what's going on, why this is turned like that. It's a little bit of a situation for you right now. So, check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's literally what I'm hearing. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You gotta understand that there are people out here that are every day working towards the greatness and the light being reconnected through the ley lines of this planet. If you are actively working in another mind place, lower vibrational, you are in turn working against that higher feeling of love. Not that you're like actively doing it on purpose, but you must understand that the defense let me try to get sports related here. The defense of the light team is pretty intense. And it could make you very sick if you're not careful. So, again, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Now, if that doesn't resonate, leave it. That's not for you. That's all I will say. Okay, let's do some dragons. Dragons. I love some dragons. This is like one of my first decks I've ever had, and it's still just so hard to shuffle. Dragons for Saggy. Dragons for Saggy. You got the orange dragon. It brings soul families and communities together. Again. Yes. Spread belonging, warmth, and oneness. By doing this, you bring people everywhere together. So, you're being highlighted to spread the goodness rather than send out, like, if you look at this dragon's little paws right there, you see all those little white bubbles? That's like bubbles of love. Like if you think of holding your hand like this and energetically sending love from this cute little, what is this, triangle here, right? That's kind of like the Care Bear stare, how they used to send out the love. Same process. Every thought about another person is a process, an energetic frequency. So just remember that and know that you have power to genuinely shift someone's day just by focusing on it with intent. And if it's intent with love, the universe is backing that so much right now that it would be the equivalent of a gust of wind coming by and picking up a flower that's already flying in the sky. Like you didn't need to do anything. The universe was like, hell yeah, we support this. Spread love. That's all I can say is spread love. They want you to have positive expectations about the way that you're healing and the shifts that you're making. Because I know that a lot of times when we're healing, it just feels like we're going backwards. Like everything is going wrong, that we're not doing it right. They want you to have positive expectations for honoring your true feelings, okay? This is a time to honor where you're at. This isn't a time to have a facade, all right? This is not a time to pretend. Healing does not require the validation of anyone else. Healing does not require you to get Tom, Dick, and Jane's 411 because what you need is not what Tom, Dick, and Jane need for their healing, because every single person's healing needs are based on their perspectives, and their perspectives are based on their past experiences. And if your past experiences are personalized so much so that only you have had them, which it is, no one else has ever had your personal experiences exactly like you, that means that no one else's healing process is going to work exactly the way that your healing process will work. And I'm sorry that it took me so long to get that out, but that's what that fucking means. The way you heal is for you, not for anyone else. And who gives a fuck if anyone approves of the way you heal? If you're not hurting anyone on your path to where you're meant to go with your mission, then do it. Do it with your whole fucking chest. Do it unapologetically, and do it knowing that the universe is conspiring to support you if you're being authentic, if you're stepping out of this facade. Sorry, I forgot which camera I was looking at. I'm looking at this camera. I know there's a camera here. I'm trying to keep it all going. Woo! All right. Woo! All right. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. I shift my perspective when I choose to believe that everything is always working out for me, best case scenario. Say it out loud with me. I choose my perspective when I choose to see that everything is working out for me, best case scenario. Choose your fucking perspective. Change it. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good of all. Okay? Again, with that intent love, sending that love to everyone. Not stepping into fear of, oh my God, I hope I get through this month, but damn, I'm glad I'm here and I'm glad everyone else is here, and I just want to send love to everybody. That everyone gets through it with as least amount of stress and hella fun and self-love as possible. The presence of love will always cast out fear. Stop it right now. I didn't look at those before I read this shit. I really didn't. The presence of love will always cast out fear. You got to step out of fear. Have positive expectations, okay, about whatever it is in your life. Positive expectations. Yo, I could tell you guys some crazy things, but I would have to really go into details of my personal life. But I will say, I have never seen someone owe over $30,000 and have it just disappear, and it's not because somebody did some negative shit. Like it genuinely went away, and all of it was legal. Things like that will happen to you if you believe that things are meant for you. If you believe that what you are doing has merit, if you believe that the good you're putting out is not going for nothing, it's not for nothing, everything is for something. Even the shit that you see that you think is negative, Sagittarius, I'm telling you right now, it's all for something. And you gotta understand, even the times that you've been the darkness to someone else, it's all for something. Sometimes another person needs the darkness so they could find their own light. So don't even beat yourself up on the times that you were the darkness for someone else, because just as you were the darkness for someone else was the darkness for you so that you could find your own light. Drops mic. Okay, let's do some more. I just have a shit ton of cards here. We're just gonna keep holding. I got time. I fucking got time. Yeah, somebody's really tripping on money right now. Yo, I hate to break it to you, but I'm pretty sure the entire, like, regular USD money system, the way the governments work, it's all about to crash anyways. Just go buy some Bitcoin. You know? Everything that we knew is not what it was. So you're trying to hold to things and cling to things is going to put you into fear because it's not meant for you. It's not, it feels that way because it's not fit for you. All right, the gold and silver violet flame, big deal. Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain are keepers of the violet flame of transmutation. When you add the gold of wisdom and the silver of grace and harmony, you create the powerful gold and silver violet flame. The angels suggest you invoke this mighty energy to clear the ascension path ahead of you and keep your light pure and clear. Oh my God, they're just hitting so spot on today. When you send the gold and silver violet flame to people, situations, and places, you facilitate wondrous transformations. This powerful light transmutes the old and raises everything to a very high frequency. Wow, they're literally giving you an affirmation on how to do this shit. Go like this and say, I am the gold and silver violet flame, and literally imagine, like Care Bear stare, a fucking gold and silver flame shooting from your fucking heart chakra out to the world. Not negatively, just with fucking love. Feel that shit. Use your entire fucking chakra power system to send it out. You can do this. That's amazing. That's fucking amazing. This is also 4. You got 22 here, which goes to a 4. And then you also got on the sun card, it was 13, which also adds to a 4. So I don't know if 4 is a big deal to you or what. That's powerful. That's fucking powerful. That's fucking powerful. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. Sagittarius, this is a really killer fucking reading. Super beautiful. I'm going to upload it right now. I was going to do all of the readings at once, but this is like a 30-minute reading, so I'm just going to upload it and then I'll do the other ones. But